Hello everyone, welcome back to the MCFC Lads Podcast. Luke here, joined with Alex, of course. Episode 2, decent numbers in support on the first episode, appreciate that. And yeah, on Tuesday, Manchester City beat Bournemouth by 3-1. Huge result.
Very good result, very big win. Puts us on the verge of Champions League football for next season. Can't argue with it at all.
Yeah, really good day. Really good day because, you know, the KDB send-off we'll come on to, but yeah, we had a look at the mural, didn't we?
We did.
In Northern Quarter. Weird though that it's getting deleted like in a week.
Yeah, it's 28th of May, I think they said after the game that they're getting rid of it. But
if you've not had a chance to go look at it, I think it's on Thomas Street in Northern Quarter. Definitely go see it. It's sick. It is sick.
It is good. But one thing we did say, to be fair, is it's not going to take long for United fans to just go and ruin it. So I think that's probably why they're getting rid of it after.
Yeah, but on the game, unbelievable result. I was nervous before the game. I know you were nervous. KDB's last game, we knew that emotions, we didn't want them to get in the way. Difficult game. We lost to Bournemouth, obviously, in the league away. Beat them in the cup away. But yeah, I thought it was a good performance. Started the game sharp.
Yeah, very good performance. They say started the game sharp, started on top. I mean, they had a few chances in the early stages, but on the whole, I thought we dealt with them well. Obviously,
what a goal, though. What a goal, mate.
It's probably, I've seen people say it on Twitter, you put that in the Vinny category against Leicester. You put that in the category of Alana.
We needed a goal as well. If we didn't get that goal, it might have been hard to break down. And to be fair, I think are they still fighting for Europe now? Is it complicated?
It's definitely done now.
We'll come on to that. It's proper complicated.
I think they were still in the race going into yesterday.
Yeah. Well, yeah, huge win. Marmouche, absolute screamer.
Yeah.
Then I thought nice little well worked second goal. Like you said, they had a couple of chances that hit the post.
Yeah. Probably worth to mention the fact that KDB had the chance to score a goal on his final game.
Yeah, and he smacked it.
Worst of his career, probably.
Yeah.
He scores that in any other day of his career, but
yesterday. Yeah, I mean, we'll take it all day. The red card, I thought at the time it was worth it. I know Pep was going like sicko on the bench, but I thought it was worth it because 65 minutes in, Kovacic drags him down, and I personally think that was a pretty much guaranteed goal. He's clean through. It's definitely a red card. And I thought at the time, I'll take it because I didn't want it to go 2-1.
Yeah.
If it goes 2-1, even with 11v11, you're thinking...
Yeah, you're thinking we might bottle
And then, well, like we said before, like literally, as soon as the red card happened, we just did KDB standing ovation, Rodri on, played all the cards to get the crowd going, and we saw out the game. They got the red as well.
As soon as they got the red card, it was game over.
Yeah, and we got the KDB flag here. It was a good send-off. 3-1 in the end. It was a bit annoying to leak that goal. It was a
stupid goal to concede.
From Nunes,
same as the red card, really. Just a pass behind.
I thought it was good before that Nunes.
He had a great game. But I thought him, Kovacic had a great game. By the red card, obviously Nunes was great. He's consistent all game. The old player, I mean, Gundo and Bernardo running back the years, both greatest. The other day, I thought.
No clean sheet, but yeah, we take it. So 68 points. Newcastle, Chelsea, and Villa all on 66.
I think we're on 67 in there.
No, 68. We're definitely on 68.
Right, yeah, but we're too clear of them, so that means they're on 66.
Yeah, so we just need a point to get to 69, which with goal difference will get us in. So we need a point at Fulham. Looks like Forest stumbling behind in 7th.
Yeah, if Forest beat Chelsea, that means we qualify for Champions League now as well.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's guaranteed. I personally think it will be, obviously, Liverpool and Arsenal done. I think we'll get in 3rd. I think we'll beat Fulham. I don't think we need to, but I think we can beat Fulham just because we need a point, and you know Fulham aren't really playing for much.
Their season's done as well.
And then I think it will be. I think Villa will beat Everton. I think Newcastle beat Everton.
Yeah.
Villa will beat
It's a free win against United.
It's a free win. It's a free win regardless of and I think Chelsea beat Forest. You know.
I think all the teams in the Champions League just win.
Yeah, I think it stays as it is effectively.
The only thing that could be tricky, I mean, I think Newcastle v Everton's probably the biggest stumbling block. I mean, obviously Chelsea got Forest, which is a difficult game. I just think Forest is like such a big occasion for them. I just think
given we can get a point, we don't really need to care, and you know we can't assume we'll get a point. But like you said, we might already be in if Forest. If Chelsea fail to beat Forest, then we're in.
Yeah,
because of goal difference. So yeah, buzzing with that. And then, it was a good night last night. Obviously, won the game. KDB had to go out in time.
Of course, we had to go out.
We saw a lot of City fans out. There's Bournemouth fans out. We had to do it. I mean, it sounds a bit weird celebrating top 5 that we're not even in yet. But, you know, you're at uni finishing, so I was like, we have to do it. It was a multitude of reasons. And it was a late night, but it was good. Loads of City fans, loads of KDB chants.
Yeah, plenty of them.
Spamming the song requests for
Seven Nation Army.
And Freed from Desire for Rodri, everything.
Course.
Yeah, it was class. KDB send-off. It was emotional. Is it his time to go? How do you feel about that?
I think it is. I think it's the right call. I think the last few weeks have shown he has incredible abilities in him, but the consistency just not there anymore. I think we made the right call. He's on big wages.
400k a week, and I was looking back at some tweets from about 6 months ago, and he was offered. We were looking at offering like 150k a week plus some bonuses, and with all due respect to him, that's just insulting compared to what he'll be getting offered at other clubs.
Exactly.
Signing him on a free transfer. American clubs, Napoli, whoever it is, they're going to pay him big wages because it's a gamble you'll take for Kevin De Bruyne. Yeah. But it was nice that after the game I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It was good.
On top of that, we've not even mentioned the fact we saw Oscar Bob and Rodri yesterday.
Oh,
I mean, Rodri coming back on the same day as Kev's leaving is just like...
Yeah, and we needed the 3 points as well.
Yeah.
Could see, we would just watch some of the game back then. You can see De Bruyne on the team talk saying, let's just get in the Champions League. Yeah. Big performance, 3 points. Now just a draw. The draw does it, and we'll be...
draw does it, and we'll be on the way to Budapest.
Yeah, Budapest. Road to Budapest, we'll be there.
Yeah.
Right, so obviously KDB's final home game's passed now. We got Fulham away. I doubt he's not going to the Club World Cup, is he? Let's face it.
No, I think it's almost certain
he's done. He's basically said, like...
He doesn't want to risk himself.
Protect himself.
Yeah, which is fair enough.
I didn't see him doing that anyway. It didn't really make sense.
I mean, at the start I thought it would happen,
maybe,
but then as it's just gone on, it doesn't make any sense for him, realistically.
KDB at City, if you could pick... Maybe not one. Let's say I'll give you 2 moments. You don't have to be the best, the most famous. You don't have to be the most iconic. What moments to you were your best memories of Kevin De Bruyne?
Kevin De Bruyne, wow. I mean, there's a lot to pick from. Off the top of my head, I'm thinking straight away the Bernabeu goal has got to be there.
Yeah.
There's been some pretty big assists. There's the Villa one, the Centurions one. What else you had? The goal at Stamford Bridge.
Oh, yeah, that was unbelievable. We absolutely battered them that game, but we just couldn't find a goal. And at the time as well, they were reigning champions. They were a good side, and KDB just took the ball, driven and slammed it into
goal.
That was unbelievable.
PSG, we're not mentioning that.
PSG, unbelievable.
He also scored in the semi against PSG as well.
I'm thinking, what else can we think of? Newcastle away, absolute screamer. The Bernabeu game 2019-20, he got a penalty.
Yeah.
I think
he got the assist as
well.
He
got the assist for Jesus' header, yeah. The goals against United. Oh, we battered them that time as well.
There's a few
assisting that 6-3. By the way, that 6-3 should have been 10-1.
Yeah.
Don't know how we let
them off big time with that.
That should have been an all-timer. But then later that year, Liverpool just slammed them 7-0, so they kind of got the comeuppance in the end.
We also got the, we said Newcastle earlier, that screamer he scored in 2019. What about that return last year? Comes off the bench, scores and assists.
Yeah,
probably the game that sort of spurred us onto the league last year.
Yeah, I agree. Well, unbelievable player. I think he's the greatest ever player we've ever had. We've got a shirt over there. I don't know if it'll be in shot. Probably just about. Kevin De Bruyne, like PFA Player of the Year twice, I think.
I think it was twice in a row.
In a row. In a different era, he wins the Ballon d'Or, I think, as well. I was looking, he won back-to-back UEFA Player of the Years.
Yeah.
In the years Ronaldo and Messi were getting it. And
sort of that Centurion sort of time. If it hadn't been for Messi.
And also, the fact he plays for City, there's just such a media bias.
Exactly. It just sort of...
Thankfully, Rodri got the Ballon d'Or he deserved, but I think if KDB was putting in that performance... when Rodri was last year.
Oh yeah, exactly.
He's getting the
wins
Ballon d'Or,
100%,
in my opinion.
100%.
And he got the Champions. I'm so glad he got the Champions League 2023.
I'd be good if he didn't get that
treble. If he hadn't got that and we won it without him, I'd be. I was sad to win it without Aguero and win it without David Silva. KDB for me, he's my favourite ever player. I think he'll be sorely missed. You can't replace him.
No.
The Vert stuff looks like it's off now.
Yeah, that's just done and dusted by the looks of it. It looks like it's off to Bayern, which is. As long as he's not off to Liverpool, I don't
think he'll go to Liverpool. I think thing is with Wirtz, I think there's this weird thing about his mum and dad. I don't think they're that involved. I think he does have a decision, but they're going to influence him.
Very big,
and he seems to be a Bayern fan as well. So since he was a kid, as much as footballers aren't really fans, if his dad's a fan, I think he'll go to Bayern. I think
the German guy going to Bayern's nothing new, realistically.
Yeah, it's stupid. It's so stupid for it. It sounds salty because it is a bit salty, but in the same way. I would have never expected Harry Kane to sign for City because Tottenham didn't want to just fuel a competitor and get us 6 more league titles. We did it anyway with Haaland.
But exactly.
in the same way that, you know, there's one price for City with a Harry Kane deal, and it's one price for Bayern, and that's why I went to Bayern. I think it should be the same. Leverkusen
Well,
are
I've heard
touching
that is what
distance.
they're doing, isn't it?
Is that what they're doing?
I heard something about like 100 million euros for clubs outside of Germany, and then 120 or something.
Yeah, but if you think about it, like Bayern win the league almost every year. Leverkusen won it last year.
Yeah.
They've had a great manager that's leaving. If they want to kick on and try and compete again, whatever you do not sell your best player to
biggest
Bayern.
Rivals, yeah.
Like it's daft. But anyway, KDB can't be replaced.
No. Going back to the moments, if we have to pick one, then what are you going for as number one?
Number one. I think number one KDB moment for me. We were 8 points behind Arsenal in the league. With about 10 games to go.
Yeah.
The treble season. The treble's on the line. Not only did he score away at Arsenal in a big win, by the way.
Yeah.
But we stumbled after that a little bit. It's the fact that we play Arsenal at home. If they win, you know, they could win the league. We need to just do a job on him. And he's just picked the ball up on the halfway line, ran the whole way through.
Like 10 minutes in
and
as well.
just smacked it in. And then he scored another one later on.
Yeah,
Like,
just
unbelievable. So I'd go that Arsenal goal. Treble.
Yeah, I think
for the treble.
I think for me, I'd do probably the Madrid goal that same season.
Yeah.
Because obviously we beat them 5-1 in the end, but if we lose the first leg, it's a completely different game.
Yeah, you're right. Because it was 1-0 Vinicius Junior, and they had a lot of chances.
Yeah.
And he just slaps it in from the edge of the box.
Yeah.
Unstoppable.
Big player moment.
Unbelievable. Big game player. Big player. Whatever you want to say. I mean, it was emotional yesterday watching him leave, but like we've touched on, maybe it's the right time. You don't ever see a player go out not at their peak as well.
Exactly. So, nothing worse than seeing a great player just sort of
10 years
fall over.
10 years of De Bruyne. He's definitely a player I'll be telling my kids about.
Yeah, he's going to have a statue outside the Etihad as well.
Yeah,
confirmed yesterday.
The mural is class. I think everything the club have done surrounding KDB. A lot of people were like, give him a new contract, Sometimes the financials don't work. We don't live in that era where you can just pay someone. As much as I'd love for him to stay, now he is leaving, maybe it's the right time, and he said that himself. So, yeah, KDB, that's after you, mate. Right, into a next segment. And it's one last week. What did I get? 3 out of 5?
You got a 3 out of 5. They were difficult
questions, and I've mirrored your exact level of difficulty, I think.
Right. This week it's my turn.
So it's Alex's turn. You'll see on screen. 3 out of 5 for me last week. We'll top this up. Any guests, we might try factor them in as well.
Yeah.
You can play along at home as well. If we'll probably give a bit of time. If Alex says it straight away, maybe just pause it after we've.
Let us know what you get in the comments.
Let us know what you've got in the comments. I've tried to make them relevant. I've tried to make them interesting, and 5 questions. And question 1 is Kevin De Bruyne at Manchester City in all competitions. And you get the point for getting the answer within 20, which I think is fair.
Right.
For question 1. How many combined goals and assists does he have? And I'll give you his appearances, 421 appearances for City. How many goals and assists does he have?
God, that's a difficult question.
421 games, sorry, after the game on Tuesday.
So, in my head, he's broken 100 goals.
Okay.
I feel like that was fairly recent, actually. So it'd be low hundreds for goals. Assists will be in all competitions.
Yeah. Obviously not like friendlies.
Yeah. Right. He's gonna have more assists than goals because it's Kev.
Yeah.
So he's gonna have like, I want to say like 200 assists, but that feels way too many. An assist every other game. That's a crazy record. That can't be right. I'm gonna say he's got 300 and wait, no, that's not right. 290 goals and assists.
Oh, you get the point. It's 285, so he's got 285 goals and assists. In 4-2-1, you get the point. I said within 20, I think that's fair. Could have done within 10, but that would have been a bit harsh. So he's got 108 goals and 177 assists for Manchester City. So you got the point there in question 1. Question 2, Kevin De Bruyne is one of 6 Belgian players to play for Manchester City. Name for the point 4 of the 5. That is more than fair as a question. I've been very nice
straight off
to you
the
again.
bat, we're going Vinny.
Yeah. Vincent Kompany.
Dedrick Boyata.
Yeah.
Mpenza.
Yeah.
That's 3. So I need one more.
Just for the sake of time, you've got 30 seconds. So. Just because.
There's like it's either like Van Hoyten or Van Brommel or something.
Oh, is it? Is it?
I know.
You better get that name, mate.
Do I get any? Am I any wrong or do they? Like,
nah, you have to get 4 or 5, and you've got 10 more seconds to name it. Oh.
Van Brommel is what I'm gonna go for.
Van Brommel is that your locked in answer? The time's up.
Yeah.
So this is great. This is great. So Kevin De Bruyne, obviously, you've been given. So you need 4 of the 5. So we've got Dedrick Boyata.
I got him.
Vincent Kompany.
Yeah.
Emile Mpenza.
Yeah, got him.
Daniel Van Boyten. You didn't get that. And guess who else? Jeremy Doku.
Oh, that's so bad. Doku.
Oh, that's such a... You've dropped a major one there,
that's
mate.
So poor.
So you've dropped a point there. You said Van Hoyten and you said Van Brommel. So I was like, nah, you're not having that.
Yeah.
You're not having that. Harshest of... anyway.
How have I not got a Doku there?
How many times... This question 3, not getting Doku's board. So you're on 1 or 2. How many times has Kevin De Bruyne won Manchester City's Player of the Year award?
Player of the Year. He's been here 10 seasons. I'm just gonna say 3.
4. That's another one. He's got to get to match me. To match me here, you must get 2 of 2. Not looking good, pal. Question 4.
Yeah.
Looks like he might be on the way out. Scott Carson.
Right.
What year did Manchester City, and who from as well? What year and from which club did Manchester City sign Scott Carson?
Signed from Derby County. I know that bit. And we signed him on deadline day of the 2019-20 season.
Correct. Big point.
I remember being on holiday for that one. What a deadline day that was.
Yes.
We signed Cancelo on the same day. Well, it might not have been deadline day, but we signed Cancelo on the same day, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah. Right, so we've not touched on Wembley yet. This is question 5. We've not touched on Wembley yet. Abysmal, by the way, abysmal.
So poor. We'll speak
about that after the quiz, briefly. But I got a chant started at Wembley. Can you remember the chant I got going that will stick out to you?
I don't remember.
You definitely do. It was a Jemai Simpson.
Oh yeah, I do remember the chant now.
And the question is, for Manchester City's first team, how many appearances has Jemai Simpson Pusey made this season?
That is difficult. Wait, Premier League or all competitions?
All competitions.
So he came off the bench against Spurs in the League Cup.
He's gonna try to do all the maths like I did last week, and it didn't work for me.
Sporting, he played. Brighton, he played. There's 1-3 there. After that, I'm a bit stuck. That stretch of games.
I think you just got a firmer guess, pal. I don't know if kicking around all the games. You're not gonna remember every game he's done realistically.
I think I'm just gonna go with 4.
4. The answer is 6.
6. That's
so
more
dropped
than 4.
Yeah, he's dropped to 2 of 5. So he's got 2 in the Premier League. He's got 1 in the FA Cup, 2 in the Champions League.
I don't remember the other than Sporting.
There, 2.
Must have been 4. He came off the bench against Fire.
And 1 in the Carabao Cup. 6. So you've dropped to 2 of 5. Hard questions. Let us know how many you got.
Doku's the only stinker I dropped there, to be fair.
Yeah. But Doku, I don't think I dropped a stinker last week. I think they were fairly hard questions.
Yeah. Well, I guess the only stinker you dropped was that you forgot that we lost to Madrid twice.
Yeah, I think 3 of 5 is pretty standard.
Yeah.
2 of 5 for you then, mate. So it's 3-2 to me.
Yeah.
Make sure you let us know in the comments how many you got, and Right, so I always try and be positive anyway. We've kicked it off huge 3-1 win. Champions League football hopefully coming our way next season. KDB's farewell, but we've got to touch on the FA Cup final.
Stinker of an FA Cup final.
Unfortunately. Terrible. Absolutely terrible, wasn't it?
It couldn't have been... No, that's a lie. It could have been much worse. But it was one of them where it was like we could have just played for ages longer.
Oh, the worst thing as well, just stuck in the sun the whole game.
Stuck in the sun. And of course, it literally disappeared on 99 minutes.
Honestly, when I say beaming sun, those City fans dehydrated, sunburnt in that end. disappointing day on so many levels. No trophy for De Bruyne on the send-off.
No red card for Henderson was the talking point.
Don't get me started on that, honestly.
We don't want to sound bitter because Palace absolutely deserved
Palace deserved, and as soon as they scored that chance, I actually said, I think that's game over. I didn't see them not shutting us out, especially after that hiccup when they conceded 5 against us, changing the system and all that. As soon as they scored, I was thinking, they're probably going to do us a... but that, honestly, how Marmoush missed the pen, and to be fair, I said he's made it up. He's made up for it with that scream the other day, definitely. But disappointing, very, very disappointing, because we wanted that silverware. All the Blues that went down, a lot of money to get down there. 2 FA Cup finals in a row, disappointing. But like I said on the way out, trying to be positive, 3 FA Cup finals in a row, and we won the one that mattered by far the most to win the treble. If
you'd said that to win that FA Cup final, you'd have to lose the next 2. That's fine.
Exactly. The treble, Gundo, unbelievably poor in my opinion that to lose to. But we've got to move on. It's not been a great season. We can't be too negative. We've hopefully now got ourselves in the Champions League.
Just got to make sure we're in the Champions League this year.
Disaster.
Make sure we can just reset next season and just go from scratch again.
Get some signings in. Nico looked good, I thought.
He looked very good off the bench. Very good goal yesterday. I mean, poor positioning from Kepa, but still, nevertheless, it's a great bit of footwork and it's a great finish into the corner.
So we said last week, after your little Southampton thing, mental, if you've not heard that, I'll probably stick the clip out actually, just get some numbers on that. But we're going to do a little story thing each week. And funnily enough, Fulham is the one remaining game of the season, and me and you have done every single game
this season
in all comps this season.
We're going to America next month as well.
America for the Club World Cup. Unbelievable though. I think 57 out of 57 up to now. 1 game to go, so it'll be 58.
Yeah, we'll both be there.
But unbelievable. I don't know how we managed it, and there's been so many hiccups along the way.
Yeah.
So for this kind of like story, whatever you want to call it, and we'll touch on it next week in the pod as well, more. But one story for me this season is we had this challenge the whole time, right?
We both knew going into the season that this was the year we were going to do every game. We
were trying to do it, and so I've managed to do every league game for the last 3 seasons before this one. So that's 4 seasons effectively. So that's like 150 summit games, I think, in a row. And I managed to do all the league games. There's a few, travel issues and stuff, but I managed to do it. Never did I think I could do all competitions because it's so difficult in Europe and stuff. I'd always missed like a handful just because I was at uni and stuff. But this year, I thought I was done for, to be honest. And I was gutted because I really wanted to do the challenge. So we got about 15 games into the season, 10 games, something like that.
Yeah.
Tottenham in the Carabao Cup away.
4th round.
And I have been hit with the worst food poisoning I've ever had. And you know what? That was actually I was supposed to be on the overlap for the first ever time.
Yeah.
And I had to ring the guy and I was like, I can't come. It was grim, to be honest. But yeah, I was playing 6-a-side, and I went in and got a chicken wrap, like in a meal deal basically. And then I woke up, that was at like 8, 9 p.m, something like that. And I'm getting somewhere with this. Right? Basically, this wrap's just giving me mad food poisoning. I woke up in the middle of the night just throwing up, God knows what else, every 2 minutes. Constantly throwing up. Next day I was finished. And that, by the way, this is the next day when I was finished is the day before Tottenham. So you're thinking, he might be all right by then. We would have been on the coach. You went on the coach, didn't you?
Yeah, long journey.
But yeah, long journey. The whole next day, still throwing up. Every drop of water I had, ill. Every bit of food, couldn't stomach. And it got to the point where I was proper dizzy. Was a bit delirious, so I was like, gotta go hospital.
Yeah.
Went to hospital with my mum actually. Sat down, they got me on like a drip. And it sounds a bit over the top, but honestly, I was so pale.
It's like Bratislava but worse.
And the worst thing for me is I was like, I'm missing the game. I'm missing the game here. And
the odds of you making that game,
I was messaging you. It was like, nah. You were like, no.
We were like pretty much in London. And he was like, I think I can come. Like I think I'll make it. So in the hospital, I was just shouting various expletives about Bruno Fernandes. Can't remember any of it because they were on this anti-sickness thing anyway. Yeah, mental, absolutely mental. It was like 4 a.m. when I got home. Obviously, didn't make the coach. Woke up with what felt like the biggest hangover of all time, but it was just like very bad illness. Yeah. Couldn't really eat that much still, but I was just like, let's go Tottenham. My mum was like, you're not going. Apparently my dad got in as well that day and was like, how's he doing, where is he? My mum was like, he's on the train. Yeah,
so got the train there. We lost obviously, but it's that, and then yeah, so mad story, basically. I was somehow in hospital and then just made it to the game.
Yeah.
Probably sounds not as good as it actually was, because I don't know how I quite made my way to London.
Very few people are capable of making that sort of...
Yeah.
And you had to get the coach back as well. And the coach is not the best of the best at times.
Yeah.
So.
Not ideal. And then, the Palace game as well. We'll touch on a storm. Got around that. There was a big storm. Yeah. We had to Uber part of the way.
Yeah, we were a bit nervous that we were going to get trains cancelled and we were in the mud and we were going to have to Uber down or something.
But we've not missed a game. So we've got one left, Fulham. Every single game we've managed to attend. So, what a challenge. And one game away now in Fulham. So 3 community questions. Leave these, by the way, in the comments, either on Spotify if you listen on Spotify, or YouTube, wherever you're listening. Just leave these in the comments. Just put community question, then just follow it up with a question, because I found these in the comments.
By the way, as well, anyone watching YouTube, go and follow us on Spotify.
Yeah, just because it'll boost us.
Exactly.
Even if you don't listen on Spotify, just go and follow
appreciated.
us. MCFC Lads Podcast. We've also taken in some of the feedback. Any more feedback, let us know. Taking in some of the feedback, like somebody said, put those little segment things breaking up.
Yeah,
just because if you want to listen to the podcast like 5 days late or something, we were saying like, and I was speaking to my dad about it as well, because he just doesn't have it. He was like, you need to tell people. I was like, it's just like, if you want to listen to it a bit late and some of the stuff's irrelevant, you can just flip through and different segments. Some of this might be relevant in 3 months, so we'll help you out. And any feedback, like we said, let us know. But get your community questions in the comments. First question is Echeverry, will he be starting next season? Decent cameo at Wembley.
Decent cameo. I mean, he really was thrown at the deep end, and then all of a sudden he was in the squad yesterday. It's just confusing. But
weird one.
I'd be shocked if he started next season, but I definitely think he's got a part to play. There's a lot of talk that he's impressed in training recently, which is good news. He obviously is trusted by Pep enough to come on in the cup final. Pep said he's good against teams that are low blocks, but he doesn't like teams with space. And pretty much every team we play is a low block. So
I think he'll get a few stars next year. I think he's a good player.
Yeah, looks decent, definitely.
Right, so the next community question is from Jake, and he said, basically, what other City creators do we like watching, listening to? Yeah. So, do you want to kick us off? Who do you like?
Yeah, standard ones. Big Steve.
Big Steve.
Got to rate it.
Legend.
City Ramble podcast, good. 9320 pod, it's good. What were you? Any others that we've missed?
Yeah, Daps. Big up Daps. LB. Loads of good guys. And we know these guys reasonably well now, because we see them at a lot of the games. You know, we try and I think what's good about the City kind of communities, everyone kind of gets on, and that's what you want. You don't want this toxicity of people hating each other for some weird reason.
Yeah, everyone wants the best of the club as well, rather than just farming views off just like nonsense.
Exactly. We've probably forgotten a few people, but
almost certainly forgotten people.
But that's just off the top of my head. So the final community question is, why did we start this podcast? I know it's early days, episode 2. The setup's a little bit shaky.
It'll get better as it goes on, as we said before.
But we basically just thought we waffle about City anyway.
We chat about City
go to a lot of the games together. I've got obviously the platform to do it, and I thought, why not just do a weekly podcast with Alex? Like we said, we'll try to get some guests on, but we're not quite there yet. We're just going to try to stay consistent. In America as well, Club World Cup. We'll touch on that next week in the episode after the Fulham game.
Once the season's done, we can start focusing on that.
Yeah, this is hopefully going to be, something that survives, and hopefully people are enjoying it. So we just started because we thought, why not, basically.
Yeah, always chatting about City, so may as well document it. And as well, people were asking you to start one anyway.
Yeah, so people kept asking to start.
Just made sense.
Bang, let's do it. But yeah, that's brought us to the end of the episode. Positive note, after the FA Cup final, I was thinking, oh my God, what is this season?
Yeah.
As long as we get a point against Fulham.
Champions League football secured.
With Champions League, we'll take it, we move on. Big rebuild in the summer, Club World Cup, everything will be looking all right.
Yeah.
So, cheers for watching, listening. Make sure you leave a like, share it to anyone that, watches and likes this kind of content. And if you've got any tips and feedback, like we said,
we'll listen.
Cheers for coming on, Alex, obviously.
No
You'll
worries.
be here every week, mate.
Yeah.
And as will I.
Yeah.
Nice one, mate.
See you next week.
Let's get some Champions League football. Come on.
Of course.